Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again, I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 13 of my Doki Doki SNAFU series. In the previous episodes, I skipped school because my mom called me. Some of the backstory of MC was revealed. He had a sister who is now dead, and his parents are both alive and living in Tokyo, but still paying the rent for the house. Or the bills for the house, or whatever. And MC is like adopting the personality of his late sister, and he feels a bit how should I put this, dishonest for letting the girls grow close to the fake version of himself. But Sayori in my dream said that, hey, this is still you because you're not the perfect copy of your late sister, you're still yourself. So is that not enough? So let's see what happens now, because I'm finally back on schedule, because of course the previous two episodes I had to re-record because I already recorded them once, and then during that time my recording software was being a fucking bitch. So I had to re-record the previous two episodes, but I've done that now, so finally I get some blind experience again. The morning sun stings my eyes as I step outside. Mark! A co-hired girl quickly rushes me from across the street. Thank goodness, I wasn't sure whether you'd come by today or not. You come today or not? Her shoulders relax as she's apparently overcome with relief. Sorry for worrying you, I should have called or gotten in contact sooner. She shakes her head. Also, by the way, wasn't this Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, so we skipped Tuesday as well, so we skipped 2 days. Well, we skipped half of Monday and then all of Tuesday. What's important is that you're here now, right? Honestly, the sun's barely up and you're already saying such cliche things. I'm being serious. That a fact? Oh, See, there they do it correctly. It's confusing. I can't help but grin as she begins pouting. Wait a sec. Don't you seem kinda different today? Different? In what sense? Seemingly giving me an inspection, so Yuri leans in and looks at me more closely. I don't know, but something definitely feels off about you. Well, whatever it is can likely be chalked up to sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation? See, there they do it incorrectly again. I haven't had a good night's rest since last week. Though being restless late in the evening is probably normal for a healthy teenage guy. What's that supposed to mean? Come to think of it, you were actually in a dream I had last night. I was? Yeah. Saying this, I used my arms to cover my chest. I had no idea you could do such perverted things, Sayori. What would your parents think? What things? That wasn't me. Why are you having those kinds of dreams? While watching her panic would usually improve my mood, thinking back to the dream's actual contents only made me feel worse. Can I ask you a serious question? Huh? She goes quiet after noticing the sudden shift in mood. Is something wrong, Mark? Do you think the others would care if I left the club? Several seconds pass in silence as she stares at me with wide eyes. You're not thinking of leaving, are you? I shake my head. It was just a thought I had, nothing more. They would! They would definitely care if you left. How can you be so sure? Monday, after they found out you left early, and then again yesterday, everyone was worried. Even if they didn't say it out loud, you could still tell. In all my years of knowing her, this may be the first time I've ever seen Sayori speak with such intensity. I see. Sorry for asking such a strange question. It wasn't meant to alarm you. Oh, right. I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to get that worked up. An awkward silence fills the space between us for a moment, before Sayori eventually returns her attention to me. Still, hearing you ask about how the others feel about something is pretty surprising. No offense, but you never act like the kind of person who would care. None taken. And you're not exactly wrong. The only person whose feelings are truly important to me are yours. The only reason I asked was because, well, how do I put this? I've had a lot on my mind recently, more so than usual. Interpreting this in her own way, a soft smile forms on Sayori's face. I see. Just don't forget I'll be right here if you ever need any help, okay? She puts her hands on her hips before puffing off. She puts her hands on her hips before puffing out her chest. I'm relieved to hear that. Now come on, we should head out soon. Roger. Roger, Roger. A few minutes into our commute, Sayori brings up something that's likely been on her mind for a few days now. How did the meeting with your parents go? About as well as you'd expect. They want me out of the house as soon as I graduate. I told them waiting until the college semester starts would be easier. We argued, they yelled, I yelled, pretty standard stuff really. I see. But how would waiting until college starts make it out easier? You can't move onto campus until around the time the semester begins, which means I have nowhere to live for a few months if they kick me out prematurely. While my living situation and well-being may not mean jack shit to them, Mark! Sorry. While my life may not be important, they know leaving me homeless would reflect poorly on them. We probably never would have reached an agreement if not for how annoyingly prideful they still are. Agreement? Does that mean you were able to settle on something? In a sense. Once I take the entrance exams, they'll get into contact with the university and try making arrangements to have me move in ahead of schedule. This is assuming I pass anyways. Are you really okay with that? Better than living on the streets or having to bum off someone else. Self-centered as they may be, letting me live here at all is essentially a charity on their part. I am grateful for it, but that doesn't mean I dislike them any less. Glancing over, I see Sayori now has a gloomy expression on her face. Sorry, that may have turned into a tangent. It's okay. I'm the only person you can talk about these things, right? I don't mind. Honestly, you really are too nice for your own good, you know that. Her expression becomes much less solemn as I rest my hand on her head. Oh, what about your aunt? When's the last time she came by? What makes you ask that? I don't know, this seems like you enjoy talking about her more than your parents. True, though most of that is formality. The two of us really don't know each other very well. She's still technically your guardian though, right? For whatever that's worth. Not much guarding she can do from all the way from Hokkaido. Oh, isn't that like the island? Like, I mean, Japan isn't one island, but you know, like, isn't like at the very north of Japan, like an island there, or the peninsula there, or whatever. Or not? I don't know. I am very bad with Japan's geography. I only know where Tokyo is. Of course, I've never been to Japan. I would love to go sometime. I would love to learn Japanese fluently, not just understand. I want to fucking fluently speak that shit. I would love to learn that and then go there on holiday at some point. But yeah, like as of right now, I only know like there's some general history of Japan and I know where Tokyo is, but that's about it. Plus, she doesn't exactly have much in the way of legal obligation now that I'm 18. Guess you've got a point. But she still seems like a nice person, even though I've only met her once. Well, you're not wrong in thinking that way. She came over around last Christmas to give me a gift and prepare a nice dinner. The two of us spent most of the evening just talking before she left to catch a train. You haven't seen her since? I shake my head. She's got her own kids to take care of. Wouldn't be fair to them if she was constantly wasting time visiting a punk nephew like me. The two of us stop as we approach the school's gate. You're coming to the club today, right? I should let everyone know I'm still alive and kicking. Great! See you then, Mark. Right. With this, Sayori happily trots off towards her homeroom. Lunchtime. Oh god, Kiba. Let's see, you should be right around here. Having just stepped into the courtyard, my eyes quickly find their target and I begin my approach. Yo. Ah! My slap on the back is almost startling enough to make him fall out of the bench. Mark? Well, look who decided to rise from the dead. I'm not sure what you've been told about me, but death is pretty far off the mark. And even if I were resurrected, seeing you would not be on my list of priorities. Yeah, you must be feeling alright if you've got enough energy for comebacks. Or at least that's what I'd say had I not looked at you. Huh? Seriously, dude, those are some pretty intense eye bags you're rocking. When's the last time you slept? Peacefully, I'd say 19 years ago. But you're only 18. That's correct. Sayori said you were sick, but you look more sleep deprived than anything. Not to mention the rush you were in on Monday. You sure there's nothing else going on? Well, the situation is a bit more complicated than being sick, but it's really nothing worth being concerned over. Hopefully the last few days worth of fatigue will hit me all at once tonight and I'll sleep like a baby. Wait, babies suck at sleeping, what a dumb idiom. You're getting caught up on the least important part. Perhaps, but you get the gist. I'll sleep like a middle-aged divorced dad tonight and be back at school fresh as daisies tomorrow. Right. So you really are okay. No debilitating or chronic illness I should be aware of? Not to my knowledge. Guess that's good enough for now. After stretching his arms for a moment, Kiba picks up his lunch. Now then, let's eat! Big smoke! Yeah, let's eat! And so the two of us begin doing just that. There are a few minutes left in the lunch period as we finish, which gives me a chance to probe Kiba for answers. To be completely honest, I'm a little surprised at how grounded you've been today. I figured that after our exchange on Friday, you'd be even more gung-ho about pestering me in regards to my love life. Well, the thought definitely crossed my mind, but after seeing you all panicked on Monday, I decided Operation Deconstruct Mark's harem should go on the back burner for now. Right. Putting your manic delusions aside for a moment, what do you mean panicked? His expression turns more serious as he thinks this over. Instead of actually giving me an answer though, he apparently decides to drop the subject entirely. Let's not get caught up on the past. And don't think that me holding back today means you're off the hook. The two of us are going to have a nice long chat before midterms start, mano y mano. A fire blazes in his eyes as he demands this. There's really not much else to say, but if it means you'll stop focusing on me and put some attention towards your studies. Getting worried your best bud Kiba will get held back a grade and not be able to spend time with you? We're seniors, remember? Chances are we won't see each other again after this term, regardless of whether you pass or fail. That's so cold! Surely you don't plan on abandoning little old me once we graduate? Ring ring. The bell. Kiba becomes increasingly panicked as I stand up from the bench. Hey, we weren't done talking! This guy, me, that I am, the MC, does need to figure out when it's appropriate to joke around and when it's not. My trip to the clubroom is accompanied by an increasingly strong feeling of unease. I know I'm only overthinking things, but still. And so Yuri not told him about my absence, and I probably wouldn't even have noticed. Mark? Yuri is practically on top of me before I've even made it through the door. You're back, thank goodness! Are you feeling okay? Have you been getting plenty to drink? She places her hand on my forehead before I have time to react. That's a relief, you don't appear to have a fever. Hey, what do you think you're doing all over the guy? Natsuki appears on the sidelines to reprimand her. However, Yuri's focus stays entirely on me. I wrote a special herbal tea blend that's often used for treating colds. I'll go pour you a cup right away. She rushes. Oh my god, Yuri is fucking adorable. How fucking sweet is that she's so concerned? That is fucking adorable. My heart would melt the fucking instant I saw that. If, I wasn't already like if I didn't already have some feelings for Yuri, because like I said, Yuri is my favorite character, and I'm like, oh, Yuri. If that wasn't true, then this would have been the moment where those feelings would start. Like, fucking hell. She rushes towards the closet, leaving my objection to fall on deaf ears. Honestly, nobody even said you had a cold. That girl really does try too hard sometimes. Natsuki lets out a sigh while crossing her arms. So, you okay or what? I mean, not that it matters to me either way. But the other three have been gloomy ever since Monday, which has been super annoying. So I'm a pain when I'm here and when I'm gone. Exactly. It shouldn't even be possible for one person to be so troublesome. That effect. And I'm fine now, thanks for asking, Natsuki. It's not something you have to thank me for, dummy. As she begins acting more bashful, Yuri reappears holding a cup. Here, it's most effective to drink while still hot. Right. Taking the cup I'm being eagerly presented, I stare at the murky liquids for a moment before eventually taking a swig. It tastes like medicine in tea form. Knowing that, saying this out loud would probably crush the poor girl on an emotional level. Emotional damage! Burn from leaf! What the hell you do? Steven! Steven, get the cheat codes! Steven, get the cheat codes! What the hell you do? What? Burnt tongue! What the hell? I didn't know there was an option! Why, I need to blow my tea? What the hell is going on? Okay, what's going on? Why? What was I even saying? Oh yeah, emotional damage. Where's the therapy button? Steven, get the cheek. Anyway, no. I need to read. Fucking hell. I simply bow my head instead. Thanks, Yuri. I'm sure this will be a big help. Please, there's no need for such formality. As a senior club member, ensuring my peers are in good health is simply another of my responsibilities. Right, Natsuki? Her face quickly turns red as our attention falls on her. Don't know what you're talking about. You don't? But I thought the whole reason you baked those... Forget about that! He said he's fine, right? Why go out of our way to help a guy who's already cured? She even fucking baked something, oh my god. You guys are all... Even Natsuki's being adorable, right? Hey, congratulations, Natsuki. It took you 200 episodes or something, but this is the very first time I've actually seen you act in an adorable way or whatever, like in a considerate way, and where it actually makes me go, aww. It only took you over 200 episodes of Doki Doki Literature Club, but congratulations, Natsuki, you finally got there. You finally wormed your way into my heart somehow. Took you long enough, but you got there. Still, you're nowhere near Yuri's level, or Monika's level, or Sayori's level, but, you know, your presence is noticed for the first time in 200 episodes. 200 plus episodes. While Natsuki's getting mad over whatever it is she did, the door behind me swings open. So this is what's causing all the commotion. Turning around, I see Monika and Sayori standing together in the doorway. Seeing as how everyone's already gathered around, I suppose now would be the best time to congratulate you on your return. I do hope the afterlife treated you fairly. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm afraid death wasn't the cause of my absence. And you don't exactly seem all that surprised with my resurrection either. Only because a little birdie has already informed me of your recovery. Well, thanks a lot for telling the rest of us. And here I thought he was a goner for sure. Again, what's with this obsession with my mortality? Do I seriously look ill? They do say a person's external appearance is a reflection of their innermost self. And considering that sick personality of yours, it only makes sense. They're in sync now? Come on, YouTube, we should be more considerate of Mark's health. It's not like making jokes is suddenly gonna make him feel worse. Taking your words as my cue, I hunch... Yes! Perfect. Taking your words as my cue, I hunch down while clutching my chest. Oh! Oh! I'm dying! Help me! Oh, this is the big one! Oh, I think I just relapsed. Hey, that's a reference to the Doki Doki mod. Mark! Quick, call the nurse! Ah, right, I forgot some of the girls in this group aren't as good at taking jokes as others. Sorry, Yuri, there's no need to get so worked up. I wasn't being serious. She stares wide-eyed as though my words were spoken in some indecipherable language. Of course. I apologize for overreacting. Jeez, you really need to think these things through more. Well, now that we're all buddy-buddy again, how about having a meeting? Meeting? Seriously? Just because he feels better now? In that case, allow me to prepare more tea for everyone. Thanks. Could you use a blend that's more refreshing than the one you gave Mark? She asked while looking at the medicine water I'm currently holding. Of course. Would oolong tea be okay? Yep, that sounds wonderful. Oh, if we're having a meeting, should we do that again? Good thinking, Sayori. Would you kindly start setting everything up for us? Yes, ma'am. Guess I'll help Sayori since we don't have any cupcakes this time. Thanks, Natsuki. Hey, that doesn't mean you can start pulling on me. Sayori drags Natsuki towards the back of the room as Yuri rustles around inside the closet. Mind filling me in on what having a meeting usually entails? Don't worry, there really isn't much to know. We call them meetings, but they're more like group get-togethers. You've actually attended one already, remember? On the day you joined the club? Her words clicked with me as I see Sayori shifting around desks to form one big table. I see. Though, like Natsuki said, me coming back doesn't exactly warrant the extra effort. Don't fret, your return is only part of the reason. It's also because we haven't had one since then. And maintaining close relationships among members is something every club should strive for, wouldn't you say? Yeah, that sounds very presidency of you. Right. Monika, Mark, everything's set up. Excellent. Good work, Sayori. With the table now assembled and tea prepared, we all take seats and begin casually conversing. The discussions, while not very deep, do leave me feeling somewhat along the lines of comfort. Alright, so we didn't get to choose immediately. I mean, that makes sense. After like a big plot event happened. Sayori happily hums to herself as we make our way home together. Even with the positive aura she's protruding, my thoughts about the last few days only continue to dampen my mood. It's becoming clear the source of my unrest stems from my relationship with the literature club. That much became obvious when I stopped being able to sleep soundly after the festival. But why? Even though there are no outward feelings of anxiety, something is definitely stirring around in my head. Is it because they've grown closer than I originally intended? Some tightness grips my chest as I think back to how the girls welcomed me a short while ago. Am I subconsciously scared they'll end up finding out about my situation at this rate? Still, couldn't I just cut them off entirely if that happens? Hasn't that been the protocol for all these years? Sayori very slowly getting frustrated with me in the background is amazing. While I'm thinking things. She's probably like talking or wanting my, wanting my response on something. Why? Why does thinking of doing that make me so uncomfortable now? Huh? I'm stopped in my tracks as her finger is drifting into my cheek. Is something the matter, Sayori? That's what I should be asking. You haven't said anything and I have been making a really scary face ever since we left the school. Which means you're thinking about something bad, aren't you? Honestly, she'd be a lot better off if she applied that awareness of her to literary anything else. Sorry, but my thoughts aren't necessarily bad per se. I'm simply reevaluating where my priorities lie, that's all. Don't say that's all, like what you just said actually made sense. You really don't have to worry about me, Sayori. I'm just, still adjusting to all this. All this? She looks at me confused for a moment before gently smiling. You mean the club? This might be a good opportunity to try a little bit harder. Huh? To be honest, I've mostly just been spinning my wheels for the last 4 years without really going anywhere. Though I'm sure you knew that already. She begins retorting but quickly stops herself. The club may serve as a good opportunity to make some kind of progress, whatever form it may take. Worst case scenario, I graduate and cut ties from any possible mistakes. Mark? Sorry, that's a cynical outlook to have. I know part of the reason you asked me to join the club was try and improve my sociability. So I do feel a little bad for treating it like a minefield I either cross successfully or blow to hell. She shakes her head. If you think you can do it, then I'm rooting for you. I think the others would feel the same way. Are you sure? Even if me getting more involved puts the atmosphere we have now at risk? I'd like for the club to still be a happy place where we can all have fun. But you have a point. We'll only be members until graduation. Since this could affect you for a long time, I choose... There's no need for picking sides. I wasn't trying to give you an ultimatum. Phew, thank goodness. She lets out a sigh of relief. You really do care about the club, huh? Of course! It's the first time I've ever felt this way about something. Especially something school-related. Well, I'm certainly not gonna complain. Well, we're still early in the semester, but your attendance record thus far has been much better this year compared to our previous term. If the club plays a role in that, then feeling grateful for it is only natural. I didn't know you knew about last year. I may not always be around to reprimand you, but I do still worry. Jeez, you sound like my dad. She paused for a moment before leaning up against me. Thanks, Mark. Maybe I'll try a little bit harder too. I'm glad. There's a somber and genuine mood between us as we continue our commute. Did she mean like trying to win your love or whatever? Is that what she meant? Secretly? Double innuendo? Interesting. Setting my bag down in the kitchen, I decide to prepare dinner early so that I have more time to sleep tonight. The prep itself isn't intensive in any way, with me mostly just opening cans and setting cuts of meat into the oven. While waiting for everything to finish cooking, I open my bag to grab some schoolwork. Instead of seeing books, however, I'm first met with a pink plastic bag covered in various chibi-style cat hats. Are these cookies? How did they... My mind quickly lands on the only possible answer. Honestly, that girl is something else. Some of my unease fades as I try deciphering the actions of a certain tsundere. A little bit harder, huh? Oh, she fucking snuck them in my bag. Aw, Natsuki. I have to say, Natsuki is growing on me more in, what's it called? In Doki Doki SNAFU. She's still my least favorite character, but she's not all the way, like, there's not like a massive fucking crater or whatever anymore. Because what I usually said was, Yuri at the very top, then like 1 pixel below Yuri is Sayori, then a tiny gap to Monika. Depending on how Monika is, you know, because Monika can be the villain in the story sometimes. Monika can be a normal girl, like in this instance. Monika can be self-aware, but also sort of friendly, you know, depending on how Monika is. But Monika, you know, the whole thing about Monika is still very interesting. You know, like, you know, you do care for her because, you know, she's trapped in this game and, you know, you, the player, like, I'm talking about the vanilla game right now. Like, you know, she's trapped in the game and you're the only person that she actually, like, can connect with. But then the game forces her to stay on the sidelines and she's so frustrated with that. And she, like, takes matters into her own hands, even though she brutally fucking murders the other girls, of course. Well, no, she doesn't even murder them. She drives them to commit suicide, which is a bit more fucked up in my mind. But still, like, you know, like, you care for the others, and that's why, you know, Monika's actions matter so much. But, you know, when you think about it, Monika is also, like, very a sad case or whatever, you know, like how she's trapped and, you know, can't really, you know, she's trapped and finally has the one chance of redemption or whatever, and then that is taken away from her without her even having a single chance or whatever. It's pretty messed up. And then, doing those things out of like desperate love is kind of like sweet, but also like creepy. But you can understand why she did it, and So yeah, in general, my favorite characters at the very top, Yuri, and one pixel below Yuri is Sayori, then a tiny gap to Monika, and then a fucking humongous fucking. If it was like bars up each other, like, or whatever, like a graph. Then like underneath the graph, like it go into the negatives, and only somewhere there would be Natsuki, but she's getting higher up now. She's still nowhere near my favorite character, but I do like her in SNAFU a lot more than in any other instances that I've seen Natsuki before, because she's still the the tsundere thing, where she's like, but she's not as, I don't know. I just kind of like her personality. She seems less. I mean, she's still like the standoffish and whatnot, but she seems less like a jerk. I mean, she's still like I said, still standoffish and the like. But in all the other ones, I just felt like she was a jerk. Like oh, when you get to know her, oh, then she's actually sweet. But that really doesn't work for me. That really doesn't. That's really something that doesn't help or whatever. That doesn't make me overlook the other stuff or whatever, because I'm just not a that's not my type. So but here she's in general, she's just nice, and then doing those kinds of things like on her own accord is, well, not never. She would never acknowledge it until if I went on the Natsuki ride, we would end up together. Then she would acknowledge it possibly, but it is still very sweet of her or whatever. So Doki Doki SNAFU Natsuki is growing on me. Like I said, still nowhere near the others, but because they've got the backup of all of the other 200 plus episodes where I did like them. So Monika's a bit of a special, like an exception to the rule or whatever, because like I said, sometimes Monika's the villain, sometimes she's not the villain. Like depends. Like I mentioned in, I believe it was Fallen Angel, Monika can definitely handle the role of villain very well. Like just a villain that you actively root against or whatever, like. So because I believe some of the criticism of Fallen Angel was like, oh, what the fuck? Why did you do Monika like that? But my only criticism of Fallen Angel was that they should have given Monika a bit of a better motive for doing it. Because in Fallen Angel, they gave Monika the same motive as in the vanilla game. But in the vanilla game, she's a sentient being trapped in the game. But in Fallen Angel, she's just a regular average schoolgirl. So she could like do this and have every single boy in the school line up for her. And that's the same. Well, there was the same thing in Fallen Angel, but there she still acted like the player was the only person that she wanted or could have or whatever, which didn't work with the fact that Monika was the most popular girl in school. Like then all of a sudden she would be interested in some sort of loser like me. Like that didn't click. So that was the only reason that I thought could have been expanded on a bit more in Fallen Angel, giving Monika a bit more of a reasonable explanation as to why she did the things that she did. I made up the headcanon of Monika is a class A student, like the grade A student that gets A+ on everything, but she's actually not like naturally smart. She has to work fucking hard for that, and that's because her parents are pushing that on her. And Yuri is naturally or in general a lot smarter than Monika, and or maybe Monika perceives it that way. And then in Monika's eyes, and maybe also Monika's parents' eyes, who constantly compare her to Yuri, Monika thinks that Yuri didn't earn anything or whatever. She just feels like she has to work for it 10 times as hard as Yuri, and then they both get an A+ or whatever. And then when she gets an A- and Yuri gets an A+ again, and her parents go, oh, this other girl in your class got an A+, why didn't you? No food or whatever for you today or tonight. You should have done better on your test or whatever. Then, Monika would obviously hold a humongous grudge against Yuri, because in her eyes, Yuri would be like unfairly stealing her spotlight or whatever, because she, that may not be true. Maybe it would be true. Like, that was all headcanon that I made up, of course, because none of that was in Fallen Angel. But that would have made Monika a better villain or whatever, like when you can understand where she's coming from. because the reason that they gave a Fallen Angel was a bit lackluster. It still worked, sort of, but not really, you know? So that was like... It was fine, because that was not the point. But if they put a little bit more attention to that, it would have elevated Fallen Angel to an even higher level than it already was, in my opinion. You know, like... she would, like, hold a massive grudge against Yuri because, you know, in Monika's eyes, Yuri just fucking breezed through everything and did not have to work for it as hard as she did. And Monika would grow to resent Yuri because of that. And then... You know, because Monika is the most popular girl at school, there would be tons of guys like lying on her feet every day. But they would all like maybe like objectify her very harshly. Or Monika would just never click with anyone for some reason because she genuinely felt like she wants a connection from the heart or whatever. And that's just a connection that she never felt with anyone. So she was just bothered by all of the guys. What's it called? All of the guys... what's it called? Like throwing themselves on her feet and admiring the love for her. And she's like, ugh, no. Like, and then when she finally met the MC of Fallen Angel, that's when she finally, for the first time in her life, felt that's love or whatever. Like she genuinely has feelings for this person, this guy, something she never felt before. She's like, holy fuck, like this may be my soulmate or whatever. And then of all people to steal that, it would be Yuri, the person that she already resented, because like I said, and you know, she would hate her because her parents would constantly compare her grades to Yuri's grades because Yuri was always doing better than her, and then in Monika's eyes Yuri was always having it easier than her. And then also on top of that, of all people, that girl is the girl that steals her only person that Monika ever had feelings, and that's what snaps her, and that's why she acts like the bitch that she does in Fallen Angel. That was my headcanon. Yeah, you know, like I said, it wasn't the focus of that, but that would have elevated it to the next level. So in regards to that, sometimes Monika is like my least favorite person because, like I said, sometimes she's the villain. And I think she carries the title of villain very well. But still, I would rate Monika my third favorite Doki. Just under Sayori, who is just under Yuri. Yuri is my favorite, by far. Well, but yeah, by far. Yuri is my favorite. Then like 1 pixel below Yuri is Sayori. Then a tiny gap to Monika. Anyway, aside from Kiba and the girls, no other peers have made mention of my short-lived disappearance since yesterday. Even the teachers seem unfazed by a student or two falling off the radar for around Golden Week. I'm not sure whether to chalk this up to my own insignificance within the class or the declining dedication of school students within modern society. Either way, the lunch bell is going to ring pretty soon, which means... Oh, yeah, we're definitely spending time with Yuri. Yuri stares quizzically as I take a seat in the desk. I fucking clip through the desk. Hello, Yuri. Like that's what's it called? That Gary's Mod ragdoll noise. Like, hello, Yuri. I have entered the seats. As I take a seat in the desk beside her. Where's your lunch? Sitting on my kitchen counter, most likely. Realizing my bento box was noticeably absent from my bag when the lunch period began. I realized my bento box was noticeably absent from my bag when the lunch period began. Then what do you plan on eating? At the moment, nothing. I only carry money with me on days I know I'm going to visit the cafeteria or go shopping after school. And seeing as how our school doesn't operate on charity or goodwill, buying something from there is also out of the question. That said, I'm not fishing for sympathy by telling you this. My health isn't suddenly going to nosedive just for missing meal. I won't allow that. She's got fire in her eyes as well. Damn, she damn near. I thought, like, damn, bro, damn, son. She damn near shouts this before I can finish speaking. Eating 3 square meals at regular intervals is important for both digestive health and staying energized. As such, still trying her hardest to be assertive, Yuri places her bento box on top of my desk. You can have half. Thanks. But are you sure? I normally only help eat what's left over when we share. Giving me half means you won't get a full meal either. Don't worry. If it's for you, then I really don't mind. Her cheeks begin glowing a bright red not long after she mumbles this. Shall we go ahead and get started then? Mm-hmm. After I've thanked her for the meal, the two of us begin eating in what quickly becomes a comfortable silence. I get the feeling Yuri's shell may chip open a bit more. Yeah, you keep saying that. Perhaps we could try talking more after school one day. Ooh, that one was new. The largely uneventful school day ends with the final bell. Now then, what should I do? Yeah, fuck off! We're obviously going for a club meeting. All the girls seem to have returned to their usual routines following yesterday's meeting and discussion of my absence. Alright! It's finally time to tackle Monika. And talk to her. Fucking body slam into Monika. Yes, intelligence rank 2, social rank 1. Just double check. Intelligence rank 2, social rank 1. Alright, I'm going to leave that for next time. Haha, cliffhanger. So in the next episode we're going to talk to Monika. For the first time. So will we finally have some appeal with Monika? Who knows? Anyway, that will be it for this one. Hope you Romans enjoyed the video. Click the like button if you did. Subscribe to join the Roman army and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Valete.